and welcome to Legion of Creators, episode 53, March 20. Nope, not 20. March 10th, 2026. And we're jumping on all types of freaking topics today. Freaking sharks with freaking lasers on their heads. So we're going to talk about hoppers. Joe and Kenna saw that. Let's start off with I am Luke. And we have with us
Kenna.
And Joe.
And Joe. All right. We'll get better at that. We promise.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 9, they saw hoppers. We were a few things we didn't quite get to this week that we're gonna save for next week. That's okay, like War Machine and something else. I forget what the other thing is. DTF and Rooster. Yeah, new shows. You should check those out. We'll be reviewing those better next week. Talk a little bit about Arnold's returning as Conan. He's going to be in Predator. There's some Hunt for Gollum news. There's a new Spider-Man comic kind of related to the new Spider-Man movie coming out, which we'll also talk about. And Rivals is getting the Path of Doom stuff, which that's a whole box download right there. So come check it out. We'll get to the intro and we'll dive in.
Legion of Creators.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Dun.
And look, Chris decided to join us right as the intro popped.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, we got Chris. All right. A little bit of a late intro today, and it might be a bit of a short episode as well. Next week, though, we'll promise to make up for it. So
yeah, I got dinner plans tonight, Chris, and Kenna's got something going on, so we're gonna have a short show.
I was literally just out myself, so I was like, damn, am I gonna make it back in time? But yeah, it's cool.
It's all good. Why don't we start off with, so there's some Spider-Man news. Let's start off with our superhero news in general here.
Yeah, we usually like to do that.
Then get to our more spoilerly kind of stuff towards the end. Not that we have much for spoilers this week, maybe hoppers, but
I don't know how much we can really spoil. We're just gonna give our thoughts on the movie. Like, it's not really that much spoilers. I mean, it's a Pixar movie. It's
right. Yeah, it's not the big. Oh my god! I can't believe you told me what happens in hoppers. So.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll start off with we've been like Kenna and I have been reading more comics lately, jumping into some modern stuff week by week, trying to catch up with what's currently coming out. And there's a new comic that's been announced for Spider-Man that's going to tie in or kind of prepare you in a way for Spider-Man Brand New Day called Spider-Man Long Way Home. And it's a 5-issue miniseries that is gonna have Spider-Man, is it Daredevil and Hulk, right? Just like the movie, or it's Punisher. It's Punisher.
Yeah, you meant Punisher. I was gonna say it.
Sorry, mixing the two up. Here we go. Season 2 is coming out soon too, but yeah, it looks interesting. Gonna give it a read. Gonna give it a shot. See how it goes. Why not? Get prepared for the Spider-Man movie coming out in July, anyways. So. Why not have some fun? We'll be talking about that.
I'm also excited for the Spider-Man and Superman crossover comic. That should be coming out soon as well.
Yeah,
do they got that crossover comic coming in? Okay,
yeah, there is,
cool.
And I can't wait because it seems to be. And of course, there's going to be Superman and Spider-Man teaming up, but also we'll get some Peter and Clark action as well, both being reporters. So that should be fun.
That's a cool idea because it's literally like, okay, you're having these two work together, and they both kind of come from, even though there's a difference in the different worlds and different reporters. I think that's kind of cool that they're.
Well, as much as like we've definitely gotten like moments with them actually having their like day-to-day jobs besides their superhero jobs. I feel like it's been a while since we actually get to see them do their, their other jobs as their normal selves, quote unquote, when they're not in
Right.
the cape, when they're not in
I
the suit anymore. So
I've heard about like people being like, give us the Daily Bugle, the Bugle and the Daily Planet like crossover. Like
right,
I
yeah.
don't need the superhero action. Like I want that, you know?
Mhm.
If you didn't know, Superman and Spider-Man are actually one of the big crossover stories from back in the day when Marvel and DC used to actually cross over. I can't tell you what year it's from, but that's
Right,
like
no,
one of
like
the
this isn't the first time that they've crossed over that
right.
I know
It's
of,
nice to
but
see it happening again because I feel like the Deadpool Batman just
that
like
was kind
didn't
of a
quite.
meh.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
I'd rather
There's
see
two
this.
different odd type of characters as well. So it's like, does it really fit with what they're trying to do? You know what I mean?
Right. I kind of, when it comes to the Batman Deadpool thing, like it made me understand where James Gunn's coming from, where he says that Batman is boring because like Batman's been told so many times and like, yeah, he's got the labs, he's rich, he's Batman. Like we know it so well, right?
Yeah.
And there's another crossover that happened a few years ago that I was just looking into again because Kenna got into it. I'm looking through all my comics and Batman First Bigby, which is a Batman DC and Fables crossover, right? Well, honestly, like
I
it's
was
basically
disappointed.
yeah, and it's basically an elongated version of what Batman Deadpool is. Where it's just like, okay, here's Batman investigating somebody that's not from here. Oh, here they are teaming up now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, to add what you're saying to add on to that as well, Luke. I think that's why it's important. People need to invest into other heroes of DC because I feel like now that we're finally getting other heroes to like take place and take form, seeing like Batman all the time, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like I want to see other heroes now. Like we're at the point like where we're potentially at some point in the next couple of years we could get a Justice League film. So once we get that, people can be like, oh, who's this character? Who's that character? That's for the general fans or the new consumers who probably don't know who these characters may, or maybe they've seen them in cartoons and whatever and stuff. So
No, I feel that. That's where I think Clayface is going to be a good movie. You're going in a different direction, different character, something that not everybody knows. Take from that Justice League like side characters, that Justice League Unlimited like vibe of all these other heroes that haven't got the spotlight on them, because that's going to bring people in. Like if you introduce Wildcat, if you introduce so many of these characters that are popular but not quite as popular as your like Trinity, I feel like you're gonna get something really good. But I don't think we're here to really jump into the DC universe today. I think we're more so.
That's not a day for that. Yeah, man.
Not yet. I
we're on
just
the
want to answer.
Marvel
I want to answer
fanboy.
Underground's thing real quick. He asked.
Oh, sure.
It's a Spider-Man Long Way Home, correct? That's what the
Yes.
comic. Yes, he
Yeah,
was
Long
clear.
Way
He wants to clarify on the title. It's Long Way Home. But yeah, no dates for that yet though. So just waiting for that comic.
Yeah.
That'll come out soon.
It will be out. Yeah, eventually.
Another just to address retro as well, talking about One Piece. I didn't mention One Piece in the intro, and that's probably something I should have. Though Joe is the only one who started up season 2 yet. Yeah. Next week we will have much more of a One Piece in depth, like all these new shows that just dropped this weekend that just happened, or today in One Piece's case, right? Like Rooster, DTF, One Piece. Like we'll have much more to talk about with that next week.
I can give you guys a little preview of just kind of my general thoughts on the first 2 episodes. But other than that, I won't spoil anything. I'll just keep it very vague. Just like, oh yeah, I'm generally enjoying what I'm seeing so far. Like I think it kicks off very well. As a fan of season 1, I think it really, you hit the ground running and you really are just like, okay, this is where we're going. Okay, yeah,
right.
I'm vibing with this.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I started season 1 last night up again. I've seen the first episode before, but I'm just gonna go through season 1, season 2, get a full feel for it. And I get where like, the anime purists, they don't like the show or whatever. I think it's fine. You just you have to like What's that?
No, go on, carry on. I'll say it after.
He's just saying these guys.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you kind of just have to get into the mindset of it. Let it take you over. I was saying to Kenna when I was starting it up, like I think it would be easier to like kind of just accept if you haven't really watched the anime, because like the more you do, you kind of have this picture in your head of things, and then that realization of like seeing them in real life as a real person kind of can be jarring at times. But I don't know. I think it's fine. I like it so far. I'm not far though. But I'll have better takes on that later on. But Joe, what do you have for some Marvel news, man? I know you got some Spider-Man stuff.
So Spider-Man wise, I'm hearing we're getting a trailer this month. There's been some conversations. I have a rumor going around right now that the movie might be taking, and even though he's not a villain that's meant to be in the movie unless they surprise us. If you guys have read the Spider-Man story, A Craven Lost Hunt, right?
Yeah, I read that.
I have heard that this movie is going to be very inspired by it, and when it's going to be inspired by that, they're saying it's inspired to the point that it will even feature, even though he literally just got dusted 2-3 years ago, we might be seeing the death of Peter Parker in this movie, like actual death. And and I've had a theory about that for a while because I just think that it made sense when they're doing this Doomsday Secret Wars crossover. I just expect when we get to Secret Wars, I don't know how much he'll be in Doomsday because they filmed Doomsday and Spider-Man at the same time, but I do think he will appear at least in a little bit of it towards the end. But I think like we've already heard with Doomsday, the Spider-Man that's in Doomsday the most is gonna be Toby. We've heard Toby's in a lot of Doomsday. But I think like in terms of like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I think here the reason you do this storyline is in the comics, he had the black suit, and then he gets like his kind of death in the comics. But I think in the MCU, he won't get the black suit until actually he dies. Because I think that the things that are going to happen is that the way they're going to do this. Now, I've heard a couple of theories on it because if Kraven's not in this movie, the only other villain that I think that could really potentially kill Spider-Man and make it a big deal is, I think we've heard about Hulk being in this movie. We talked about the whole Savage Hulk thing a couple times between us. I think Hulk will mess him up. Like, I think he'll mess Spider-Man up really bad. But I think it's going to take a true villain to do something to Peter. And the thing that I think that's really clear about these new Spider-Man movies compared to like the Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home is Peter has always had someone to kind of save him in those solo Spider-Man movies. Like you had Tony, you had Doctor Strange, you had Nick Fury, even though it was a Skrull. Like they've all kind of been there for him. Now he doesn't have people, so like he's gonna fight real villains, and it's not gonna be like coming from some Chitauri technology or coming from like aliens and all the other random stuff. Now we're in the real deal.
Tom Holland Spider-Man's gonna have to step up to be a normal Spider-Man. Yeah, is what it sounds like. Yeah. Oh wow!
We got Tombstone in this movie picking Spider-Man up and probably dogpiling him into the ground. You got Scorpion in this movie. I mean, I think Scorpion will probably poison Spider-Man. And
I feel like this is turning into like just too many people though. Like at first it was like, hey, we're getting this grounded Spider-Man movie, and it's like Yelena's in it, Hulk's in it, Kraven's in it, Scorpion's in it. Like it seems like what did you say? Like 12 different characters or something?
I think Yelena is only gonna be in the movie in the end. I think Yelena is going to be the connection to Doomsday. So I think Yelena is going to be the, hey, Peter, we need your help type deal. Because all the stuff that happened in Thunderbolts, it was kind of all over the place, and New York would be affected the new Avengers. Yeah, so she would. So. I mean, Val would know what goes on in New York, so she probably would have sent her to get Peter in some capacity. Since the idea of the new Avengers is based on we're going to be different from the Sam Wilson Avengers. We're probably going to be getting people in and helping whenever we can. But
right.
So it's either going to be something like that, but I don't think she has a big role because I've heard from a lot of my people, they're saying it's not big. They're saying we have a topic with Doomsday later where it talks about people's concern with Doomsday is expecting an Avengers movie just to be a cameo fest. And we're hearing with that Doomsday, and we'll talk about here, I guess, it's not a cameo fest. They're saying that the Russos are going back to that old formula of, like, the reason you loved Infinity War so much was you had these different characters spread out, but they all got their moments. Like, you're seeing what Captain America's doing.
Yeah.
You're seeing what Black Panther's doing. You're seeing what Thor's doing. You're seeing what Iron Man's doing and Star-Lord. And they're saying that it's going to be the same thing in Doomsday. You're going to get, even though you're like, oh, there's 50 plus characters in this movie, everybody's getting their stuff. Like, so
I'm fanboying. I'm fanboying over this movie, dude. I want this to be a good movie. I don't even care. Like, I want Marvel to make the return. I don't want Marvel to keep stewing in this, like, bad era that it basically is made. You know what
I think, like, I have a lot of hype. I know we hear, like, about all this stuff with all these characters in Spider-Man. I'm not worried about Spider-Man because, and now, granted, I know, like, when you've been rewatching the movies, you haven't rewatched all the movies. My confidence in this Spider-Man comes from, because I know Chris can vouch for this, is because in the post, I know that you said, like, when we both rewatched Multiverse of Madness, we enjoyed Multiverse of Madness more in the post Endgame era. My favorite post Endgame movie, no dog on Sam Raimi because he's a great director, but I love Shang-Chi. So watching the director of Shang-Chi go to do Spider-Man and the way he's been talking about Spider-Man and passion, I'm like, get John Watts out of here. This guy should have been here the entire time.
Kind of.
Like, I'm loving what I'm hearing. When I hear him talk about Spider-Man, this guy gets it. And there's things I hear about this movie, like Jackie Chan was there to, like, be like, and, like, when they did fight scenes with Spider-Man, like, it felt like Jackie Chan was in the Spider-Man suit, but it's really Tom Holland. And, like, I heard something where they said, like, there was something like Tom Holland actually took this movie seriously and, like, more than just, like, doing, like, we know Tom Holland's been shredded, we know he's gone and done a lot of crazy stuff, but, like, what I've heard is, like, he actually did, like, actual martial arts for this movie. Like, I heard part of the reason he got injured is he took on, like, what was it? I think it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for this movie and, like, a bunch of other, like, martial arts, and that's how he got injured. So it seems like he locked in, he went crazy. So
one thing I'll give Tom Holland about these Spider-Man movies is he does the work to do the stunts. He's been very much that person, you know, like, as much as I absolutely hate on him for being like, I never seen Star Wars, but I'm making Star Wars, and you're an actor in Hollywood. Like, dude, go watch Star Wars. Like, what? Why have you not seen Star Wars?
I didn't know that he did that in an interview where you said
that's crazy. You said
Star
that.
Wars.
I
didn't know that. Well, but, like, again, back to the whole him doing his own stunts. I mean, literally one of the many reasons why he got the job to be Spider-Man in the audition was that he just did a backflip, and they were like, "Oh, cool, he can do it."
And what's crazy about that is that he almost wasn't even going to do that backflip. The reason that backflip exists, which is why you're now getting this Punisher Spider-Man thing, is that when Tom Holland was first going up to audition for Spider-Man, they had just cast, because you gotta remember the Netflix stuff was happening at the same time as Civil War was happening. They had just set up John Bernthal as the Punisher, but John Bernthal is like, him and Tom were tight. I guess they already were, like, friends a long time ago because they'd done smaller movies together. And he's like, bro, you want to get this audition? Do a flip, bro. Like, just go over here, do your thing. And he, like, told him, and now they're in. The crazy thing is, not only are they in Spider-Man together in the same month, they're in the Odyssey together before Spider-Man comes out. Like, you have both movies in July, both eclipsing each other.
What day is the Odyssey?
July something.
July.
I think
Cool.
They're both in July. Like, I feel like I remember seeing the Odyssey comes out first. Like, I think Spider-Man's late July, and I think Odyssey's early July.
That's going to be interesting because he's going from that to Spider-Man.
But it's crazy because they're going from that to Spider-Man. It's like these two dudes, they just love each other. Like, they're going from playing, like, Greek mythology to playing their iconic superhero character.
Christopher Nolan did say as well, Tom Holland really, like, performed well in that movie as well. He's been doing his thing with that.
I was honestly surprised that Christopher Nolan had all the characters in that cast list that they announced for the Odyssey, knowing Christopher Nolan's work. I'm really surprised that he let Tom Holland, like, tag along on this one because Tom Holland is kind of out of that wheelhouse that he normally goes for. Like when he goes, when Christopher Nolan goes for his movies, he's going for. He does occasionally bring in new people to kind of give them a chance and stuff, but he usually goes for like his big people. Like you're always gonna see most of his movies. You're getting Cillian Murphy in there. You're getting you're gonna get Michael Caine, which I think is also in there at some point. You're gonna get like a lot of people that were in the Dark Knight movies. You get normally, so it's like it's kind of interesting, but it's good for him. I mean, this is gonna, as much as we love him in Spider-Man, Tom Holland does kind of need that career advance, and that wasn't that. Oh, okay, so the Odyssey comes out July 17th, and that wasn't happening.
So that comes out before Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yep, that's what I heard. And I think that the whole thing is there's the thing about not only with the Odyssey stuff, but like the whole idea of like with these actors, like with that thing, there's like the whole Tom Holland thing is really interesting because, you know, Uncharted wasn't that franchise for him. So it's kind of like, okay, if Uncharted wasn't
I feel like
Uncharted was ass.
It was a bad movie.
I feel like in terms of stunts and the action was cool, but it just didn't fit the story.
It lacked the story.
It was really lacked.
I watched that movie with my dad at home, and after the movie, not even after the movie was over, I think it was like in the middle or near the end, I looked over to him and I said, I like Tom as Spider-Man, but this movie sucks. And he just goes, yeah, it's pretty boring.
That was funny. I mean, for me, the only thing I really dug about that movie, other than Tom was pretty good, like actually like the stunts were cool and like, and I think that was fun. The thing I really liked was that Antonio Banderas was the villain in that movie. I thought that was great because I just love Antonio Banderas. So I was waiting for that comeback. Because sometimes you see these actors they hadn't seen in a long time. Like, oh man, I've seen this guy forever. And last time I saw him, he was tagging along with the Expendables. Now he's Tom Holland's Green Goblin. Okay, like why not? But yeah, so it's like Spider-Man. I have a lot of faith because I really do think they even when you hear things about Hulk being this movie, even with Hulk. Even when you call something street level, with the Hulk included, I do think that that it is still as grounded as it can get within the Marvel universe. Because Hulk is Hulk is the Hulk, and that's crazy. But you can still have Hulk in there and still make it semi-grounded. Like we're not getting aliens from the sky, and like in terms of like all the characters, we know there's a chunk load of villains in this movie. I've heard there's more villains in this movie than there's been in any Spider-Man movie. But I'm not worried about it because even though they announced a bunch of these villains, I really do think it's that Fantastic Four First Steps thing. I think this movie opens, you see Spider-Man, and we see him as Spider-Man finally taking out street level villains and montage stuff. Like I think that we're not getting lines from these characters. They're here. We're like, oh, you know, this is a D-list villain. You know who this guy is? Oh, Spider-Man just beat him up. That's what Spider-Man's
like 8-Ball.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And the thing is as well, like Spider-Man's always a character that's always taken on many villains anyway within even in the cartoons and comics, like he's taken on one villain after another.
But when I think when it comes to it, the thing you gotta remember with what we've heard from this movie is what we know for sure is I have heard central to this movie because it seems like they're ready with this movie to, even though we just had a Homecoming trilogy, this movie, even though we're gonna go from this movie to the next 2 Avengers movies. This is not the last Spider-Man movie in this with Tom Holland that we're going to see.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be.
It sounds like we're doing another trilogy and this movie's setting it up. And it sounds like the reason Tombstone's in this movie is that he's the main he's going to carry forward. They're finally going to do a thing where in the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy, we had a new villain each movie, right? Yeah. But even though we'll get new villains in the movies, maybe as side things, Tombstone, just like kind of, if you remember Spectacular Spider-Man, sounds like we're getting the big man Tombstone. Like I've heard from sources that Tombstone might fight some people in this movie, but he's also going to kind of in this trilogy be the guy that's going to be employing criminals and just kind of Kingpin stepped into his mayor thing. I think now Tombstone's going to be
Tombstone's kind of
that works.
I
that
want
makes
your
sense.
job. Yeah, I want your job.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at like the villains of this movie, the real people that are going to be front and center, they're going to be causing Spider-Man problems other than Hulk, which I can't wait to. I've waited my whole life to watch Hulk. I personally am very giddy that Spider-Man and Hulk are going to be in the same movie because I have posters in my room of Spider-Man and Hulk, and just I've wanted to see those two in a movie together. I think that's pretty fun. Yeah. So I'm down for that. But I just
did they cast what's his name? Did they cast Tombstone already?
Yes, it's good. So I was actually going to talk about that since we're on top of this.
Wait,
year,
1 second,
guys,
Joe. 1 second. I just want to say, Yoshi fan. We'll get
No
to
worries.
we'll get to the Mario's talk after this Marvel talk. Just so you know.
So there's a thing. There is this year I found out recently. There's 3 Spider-Man properties that come out this year of Spider-Man characters, right? So you got this Spider-Man Noir, and then you have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2, right? And what I heard is, if you remember in season 1 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we already had the guy that was introduced as kind of young Tombstone, right? We got Lonnie, who's making his way into that criminal empire, and that season 2 they said they're going to expand him closer to Tombstone. So that's one adaptation you're getting of Tombstone. But in Brand New Day, because they liked it so much in Spider-Verse, you have the guy, if you guys have watched the DC show Black Lightning.
Oh, him. Okay,
They have
that makes sense.
Yeah, he's playing live action Tombstone. But I also found out, if you guys are excited for that Spider-Man Noir show, because I didn't know what kind of villains they're going to do until I started reading up on it. For the Noir show they're doing on Prime, we're getting a Tombstone in there too. Like, Noir Spider-Man will have a Tombstone on his Earth, whatever Earth that Spider-Man is, because that's more Sony doing their thing. We're going to get potentially 3 different versions of Tombstone performances this year. An animated one and 2 live action ones. Okay. So, and it looks like they're very different. And so, like, other than Tombstone in this movie, we know Spider-Man's supposed to go up against the Hand in this movie. They've hinted at it, the leaked trailer. I was telling Luke yesterday, Chris, that I think that with the idea of with the Hand being in this thing, and we know that there's already some X-Men characters kind of talk about being in this movie, like the whole Jean Grey thing. I think it's possible that we could be getting. I heard a rumor a while ago that this movie's real true villains might actually be linked to X-Men villains. Like, I've heard something about Silver Samurai and Viper appearing at some point, unless they cut them. Like, I heard they were in it at one point.
So many characters in this movie, dude.
But like, I think like there is a lot
insane.
of characters, but I think the thing is like with those montage characters, I think there's less if you imagine that those other characters are montage.
No, I'll give you that.
Yeah, and so I think like Tombstone's in this thing. Maybe he fights Spider-Man. Maybe he's just in the background. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Tombstone from this movie. Maybe he doesn't fight Spider-Man in this movie, and he's just in the background, like in Spectacular Spider-Man, being the big man and employing these other villains. And maybe he just, in this trilogy, he gradually just keeps getting pissed off because Spider-Man's taking out his employees, and he's trying to run a criminal empire. Because we know that I did hear something though a while ago that makes me think if he doesn't fight Spider-Man, I heard he does fight Punisher. Because I heard something about Punisher and him having beef. And they have beef in the comics too. So maybe at least Punisher fights him, but maybe not Spider-Man. We'll see. But I do know that because everyone's been wanting it since the end credit scene of Homecoming, we do got Scorpion in this movie. And Scorpion is not a montage villain. He is here to hurt Spider-Man.
I want Michael Mando, man.
We're getting him, man. Everybody says that he's got a suit in this movie, and this will be the first time we've ever actually attempted live-action true Scorpion. So, like, it's gonna be cool. I can't wait.
I think it will be cool, especially just Michael Mando, man. He's gonna deliver. You know, like he's a great actor. So I have total faith in him.
And I think Scorpion and Spider-Man is a rivalry that, other than animated things we've seen, we really have not seen that in live action yet. We really have not seen a Scorpion and Spider-Man rivalry. And that rivalry, even though we praise the Green Goblin and Spider-Man rivalry so much, that rivalry is so perfect because it's the natural predators. You know, it's Spider-Man is the insect deal, and you have the whole Spider-Man, like in the comics, you had the whole fact that Scorpion was created to be the natural enemy to Spider-Man. Like, that was the goal of why they created Scorpion. Like, in one of the, I forget which comic it was, but J. Jonah Jameson tricked the guy into getting in the suit in some iterations and is like, hey, I need you to hurt Spider-Man, and like did all these experiments on him. He's like, you want to get your career back, Gargan? So you got to do this whole thing. So it's like, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm down for Scorpion. Like I said, I haven't heard anything about the Viper and Silver Samurai thing in a while, so maybe they've scrapped that out. Maybe they're like, X-Men is Jean Grey stuff, whatever. But Scorpion and Tombstone, I'm here for it. The Hand, I'm here for it. It sounds promising. We'll see what they do with Jean Grey, but it sounds good from what I'm hearing. We just need this trailer, bro. I'm sick of hearing rumors. I remember when this movie was first announced and we started hearing like the first batch of rumors. We're hearing like Mr. Negative, and we're hearing like at one point I heard Ghost Rider was gonna be in this thing. I heard like Ant-Man, like Sony wanted Ant-Man in the movie because they wanted like Sony gets one Marvel character like per these Spider-Man movies because of the whole Sony Marvel merger. If you guys don't know, so like their deal is in Homecoming, Sony got access to Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man because of the Sony Marvel collaboration. So they asked for that to make that deal happen. So even though it's an MCU movie, it's a Sony movie. So Sony had to be like, hey, we want this character in this movie. And then in the second movie, hey, we want Nick Fury in this movie, even though he's going to be a Skrull. Oh, third movie, can we have Doctor Strange? And so there was talks that with Feige that Sony really, of course, always wants to mess things up. They really wanted a multiverse movie again because they loved the thing that happened with No Way Home. But Kevin Feige, the one good thing he's actually done is stood his ground, and he's like, no, we're not doing that. I know you get the rights to Spider-Man, you're sharing this character. I want this movie to be Spider-Man that everyone has always wanted. I want to see street level Spider-Man, even though we got Hulk in here. And it seems like Hulk is the thing. Hulk's in this movie because Hulk was the thing, even though it's clear they wanted Punisher in it. But I kind of think Punisher is more of Feige's thing, and Hulk was more the contingency to get Sony to shut up. Because it seems like, even though they're both Marvel characters, I feel like Sony seems like they cared more about Hulk than they do Punisher. I think Feige wanted Punisher because the fact that Punisher is and Spider-Man are just gonna be he's gonna be rage baiting him so hard. Why are you gonna kill all these villains all the time? Like what's going on? Like it's like I feel like he's just that's gonna be some hilarious parts in the movie, like especially with the trailers. Because I can just see, like, if you saw the set photos, there's Spider-Man on top of the car in the new amazing suit he's got, and Punisher's in like his classic Punisher van, and he's trying to take the guns from Punisher. And I just know that what's his name? John Bernthal is gonna play that rage so well.
Probably.
Like I just can't wait for that. Like it's so good. So I love that. I think that looks great. Very excited for Spider-Man. But then when you move over to like things like Doomsday, we get stuff like, they're saying now that the Russos are very, I heard from the actor who played Sentry, he posted an article yesterday that like everyone's saying that, hey, he's trying to reassure people, we're not doing this cameo fest thing. This ain't like, hey, this character's showing up, we got 50 plus characters in this movie, and then they're all there for 5 seconds. No. This ain't Deadpool and Wolverine. You're not coming in for a little thing.
I want it to be long.
Yeah.
So that everybody does get their time. I want like a 3-hour movie right here.
That's the other thing I was going to tell you, Luke, and I don't know how accurate this source is, but my source says this movie is 3 hours and 20 minutes right now from the current.
Yes, that's what I want, dude. I want epic Marvel story.
Yeah. And it makes sense because one of the big things that I've been hearing is that this isn't going to be like Infinity War where Thanos shows up and just starts taking out Hulk and Thor, right? This movie is going to have action in it, but it's going to build. So like what I've heard is like I told you, remember those little teasers they put out with Avatar each time, right? We'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about hoppers in a minute. But the thing with Doomsday is Doom is very manipulative, very maniacal, very, very crazy. And so like with those teasers that they did with Avatar that they released, the one that people has not grabbed a lot of attention is Hiding. I read something somewhere where there's a lot of portion of this movie that we're in the Fantastic Four Earth. And one of the things that's happening is we get a continuation of the end credit scene from Fantastic Four where Doom showed up, right? And in that scene, I guess Ben and Johnny are at a baseball game, trying to be away from the tower. But instead of it just being Sue, Doom, and Franklin, it's Sue, Doom, Franklin, and Reed. And they're talking at some point, and then Doom, and then we segue to like we know that Doom is on that ship with them. So at some point during this movie, when they go to see the Wakandans in that little teaser, it seems like they cut Doom out of that shot. Like I think he's with them. Like, I think for a lot of this movie, he's gonna be like chilling with the heroes, like, yeah, we gotta stop these incursions, we gotta do this thing. And I think there's gonna come a point where he's gonna be like, oh, you know what our biggest threat is? We need to eliminate Steve Rogers. That's our biggest threat. And then I think that's gonna be where the pushback happens. We're like, well, why? That guy's Captain America, like, or he was, like, and like, then I think he's gonna kind of either Reed's gonna find out that Doom's up to something bad, turn the tables on him. We're gonna get to some point, probably midway through the movie, whether Doom's ready to reveal himself to everyone, or he's just or someone catches him and figures it out, and then they're just like, yep, this guy's bad news, and then the fight's gonna start. But the thing that's gonna be crazy about that is they'll figure out it because Doom wants them to, and then Doom's will already have his master plan done.
Right.
Like he'll already be ready. Like I think he'll just. So that's why I think the 3 hours is good, because I'm like, there's something like Endgame. I think this is gonna be some. I don't think like. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna want the opening of Doom killing Kang to be the opening because they want to see like the villain transition. I don't think you're gonna get that. I would
love that though. I will say.
I would love that they did it because I think it'd be awesome. But like, I just really think they don't want to give away right from the get go to like normies that don't read comics that Doom's the bad guy. Like,
right.
Like, obviously, it is because Doom's
something that Stan Lee said himself, even on Comic Book Man, was Dr. Doom isn't a villain.
Yeah,
he just wants to take over the world. If you want to like, and it's kind of hypocritical in a way, but like just wanting to take over the world isn't being a villain. Like he just wants his country to thrive and become more. You know what I mean? Like in a way, like he's his own hero.
Yeah,
like
it makes sense.
Maybe that's the way it's going to get portrayed at first.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it seems like that's definitely what they're going for. I think this movie, they really are going to have like, well, they will definitely fight in the end of this movie. They will face off with Doom. I do think a lot of Doom, when he fully is realized as evil, is going to come from when he erases everyone's memories and does Battleworld. Because I think Battleworld's going to be really crazy.
I think it could end with Battleworld starting.
Yeah.
And then that's what Secret Wars. Like Secret Wars is more of that new adaptation of Battle.
I mean, I honestly see this. I honestly see this movie ending with, like I've said before, with like I think the final fight is to kind of just like some of these big Marvel movie and other superhero movies and regular movies in general, MacGuffins. I think it's we got to get Loki off the throne since he's sitting there to do the to be the god of stories, right? Doom's looking for power in this movie. He's taking a couple of his powers. He wants Sentry's powers. He takes them or convinces Sentry to join him. Whatever happens, he's going to do something with that.
Sure.
And because I think Sentry, if they don't bring the character, because I heard rumors about this, I can see Sentry being like kind of the Beyonder character in this story, where like he's kind of used in the way that you would use the Beyonder. And then I think you're going to use, and they're going to do something there. And I think it all comes down to Loki. And I think this movie ends, ideally, unless there's an end credit scene, I think this movie ends with Doom on that throne. Because in the most of the movie, you're going to see him in a green cloak. I think the end shot is Doom with the white cloak as God Emperor Doom. And Battleworld is starting. Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be definitely set up for a great villain for the next movie.
Yeah. I think that
even
makes
more,
sense. I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
Escalated.
And it seems like as well they're not like nerfing him. So
I love how excited we are for Doomsday, Marvel in general. But like I was saying, we kind of have a short episode today, so we got to get into some of these other topics.
Yeah, we got to get some of these other topics.
So Joe, it's 6 o'clock. Do you still have time? It's 6:05 even. Oh,
it's 5 right now. My time.
Okay.
It'd be 6 my time. So
did we start an hour early?
Maybe we did.
No, we started at like 4. Like
4:30. Okay, so we started half an hour early. All right,
that's okay. We still got.
I'm all thrown off because I'm a different time zone than you guys.
It's okay. We can still get. We can still get through this stuff. We can still get through this. So
I was getting ahead of myself for sure.
So what's our next thing to talk about? You want to go over the Arnold thing real quick?
Yeah, let's address the chat first of all.
Okay. Let's talk about the chat first. So what was our big thing we wanted to talk about?
Well, let's go back to the first thing that the chat was saying, right? We got Odyssey talk, but then we got Yoshi. So official actor, people are pumped about this, and I am too. Is that the official voice actor for Mario Galaxy movie, Yoshi, is Donald Glover. All right. Now I get behind
very
this.
fitting. I think it's very fitting. Yeah.
I think it's
not
awesome.
expecting that, but I think it's cool.
I saw a tweet where someone's like, I bet you Yoshi is gonna talk like it's gonna be Donald Glover's voice and he's talking full sentences, but then there's gonna be a moment where he's saying like an actual sentence and then it's just him going, Yoshi. Yeah,
Yeah,
but Donald
like-
Glover. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I-
totally see that.
Do you think they're actually
Um,
going to do that? Like, do you think of him voice
I think
acting
it'd
as
be
Donald
funny,
Glover, where he's going to
'cause
actually
didn't
do
they
like
kinda
the?
who
Oh,
was,
yeah,
who
he's
was voicing
gonna.
Toad in the first
Yeah.
movie? I feel like they did that bit with
Keegan Michael Key does Toad, I believe.
What's crazy is he's already
Key
got
and
pretty
Peele.
good voice acting stuff done already, because he voice acted as he was
Well,
what's it
I personally know Donald Glover from Adventure Time.
What did he
that's
do
my-
Adventure
Really?
Time?
Yeah,
He was
did
in
Adventure
Adventure.
Time,
He was
yeah,
in an
yeah, yeah.
episode. He was in the episode of Adventure Time when it was like the gender bent. Like instead of Finn, it was Fiona. So he was
Right.
voicing the male version of Marceline, Marshall.
Oh,
And then he was
I could see
also
that.
voicing. And then in Fiona and Cake, which is the spin-off show, season 1 of that, he returned to voice Marshall. But season 2, he did not come back. But
Yeah.
and he also done a bunch of other voice acting
Oh,
stuff.
I
he's
know
been
he
in
played-
tons.
Yeah.
I know not necessarily that it's like an animated project, but I do know that he did, if I remember correctly, even though the movie wasn't great, I believe he was the voice for Simba in the live action Lion King.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I thought he did pretty good as that. So
Mhm.
so he's no stranger to playing like animals, I guess, if we want to call Yoshi like an animal like lizard.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, Lion King, Simba, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
why not?
of course, I see Donald Glover also as Lando, of course.
That's
from-
that's
I
of
still
course my-
haven't
that's-
seen
I
that.
know that's
of
live
course
action,
my
but I'm
number
just talking about his movie roles in general.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the thing
Yeah,
I think of him
no,
before. I
mm.
mean, and you got Lando, and of course, seeing him as Aaron Davis in Homecoming, even though it was
Oh,
another
right,
cameo.
yep, as
I'm gonna give you
Prowler.
guys a real throwback. I've been watching Donald Glover since I was in high school. He used to have a YouTube channel called Derek Comedy, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is like before he was ever in something, you know. And he like did it as a part of his like film school stuff, I believe. And it's just a bunch of comedy skits on YouTube of him being like silly as hell. And it's part of what inspired me to want to make similar stuff, you know. He's like my age. I've been following him since I was in high school. Like I think Donald Glover's awesome. And
Also love
I'm
his
not-
music as Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah, sure. Childish is great.
It's pretty
my,
great. Yeah, it's pretty great.
My biggest thing though will always be Community, and
Yeah,
him
Right,
as
of
Troy.
course.
Absolutely love him, and we still got the Community movie coming out soon enough. So
I think
he's
that's really
making
cool.
the
They're
return.
making a movie for that show. I think that's that makes me kind of interested.
6
in trying
seasons
to
in a
catch up
movie.
on that show. Yeah.
Yeah, they did say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, in
No, I know,
season
I-
2, Abed makes the joke in an episode because he like breaks the fourth wall in the show. And he's like, yeah, six seasons in a movie. Because like Joel McHale makes the joke of like, we're going to get canceled after like 2 seasons. He's like, 6 seasons in a movie. So like the community grabbed onto 6 seasons in a movie. And we got our 6 seasons. We still need our
That's
movie.
amazing that they did that. That they actually did that. It's funny you
Oh, yeah.
mentioned
Canceled twice. So
It's funny you mentioned his music, because I don't know if you guys know this, but you know that that Daredevil trailer that they put out for Born Again coming out, they actually used one of his songs that he's a part of for that movie.
Mm.
oh, cool. I
Is it-
love Summertime. I think Summertime is like one of his best hits personally.
Oh,
Even though
Summertime
This
one
Is
of his
America is great and everything.
Yeah.
This Is America's great. I can't deny it's not great. But
Yeah.
I really
No, that's
just dig
cool that you-
Summertime. I think it's chill. So.
Summertime's good. I like 3000. Wait, is it 3005? Yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
And
Oh, yeah.
3000.
I like a ton of his music.
I know.
Yeah,
I got all his albums and stuff, so I'm pretty much.
Yeah, him as Yoshi sounds like it's pretty promising. I think like the biggest thing they've done in terms of casting with this this Mario movie has been like literally like, hey, they got Anya Taylor-Joy, and no, that was the first movie. Sorry, they got Brie Larson that they announced for
For Rosalina.
Rosalina, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think this kind of is a little bigger because as much as she's a great actress, I think, hey, I mean, we all love Donald Glover, and Donald Glover is going to be Yoshi. Yoshi's the one character that like they kind of were holding on to since the end of the Mario movie. So now just like kind of the big tease, and now we got it, and it's like, okay, I have not seen the new trailer yet. I still need to watch it.
Me
But
too.
do they have Yoshi like in the trailer? Like, can you hear Yoshi talking or anything?
I haven't
or-
watched it. I don't
Okay.
know.
Um,
it's Yoshi and he's singing a Childish Gambino song. That's what
Yeah.
Imagine.
No matter what
It just
you
makes
say or
me
what
think
you
like
do.
it makes me think like when you think of like when you talk about Donald Glover, it makes me really want like I've been thinking about this for a while, I'd really love like a Lando video game. We get to play as like Lando through Cloud City and like just doing like the
That
cool
could be
things.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the
I
wanna-
Jedi
I wanna land a
Outcast.
movie.
What was the bounty hunter game that came out? They could make it.
Yeah, they did that. They did
Oh,
that one with
13th
Jango Fett.
oh,
I'd
bro.
like to see that like Lando.
Bro, I've been wanting that thing to come out for years. I don't
Like
know if
still
that
my
ever
favorite.
will.
I think still my favorite line, which is why I still would watch a sequel to Solo if it was about Lando. Since I'd already felt like one of my sad takes about Solo as a movie is to me, even though it's the Han Solo movie, I call it the Lando movie because the moment that Lando is in it, I'm sorry, Alden Ehrenreich, I just can't, bro. I can't do it. Like the one scene where he's talking to
Lando's your boy, huh?
yeah, I love Lando. Like I loved Lando when it was Billy D. But
We're
like
gonna have a Han Solo Lando off, Joe.
really, look, I don't like it. I don't agree with
Oh
it.
my god.
But I'm going to accept it.
We can play
That's what
cards for the Millennium
that's what he
Falcon.
says. That's his best line in that movie. He's talking to Woody Harrelson, who's like Han Solo's like mentor, and he's like, look, he's like, I'm gonna take 50% of all your proceeds for the ship. Look, I don't like it, I don't agree with it, but I'm going to accept it.
I still need to watch that Solo Story movie, man.
Dude,
I'm
he's so good in that
Oh my God.
movie.
I know.
Dude, he's
Watch
so
it.
good in there.
You need to
I'm
watch
not a
it.
fan.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I think the things with Solo's actually a cool watch. It's just that because of obviously episode 8, that's the reason why a lot of people
Right.
did.
And a
hate
lot of
on it,
people were
so-
very hesitant on the actor who played Solo because it's not Harrison Ford, obviously, because he's
Yeah,
too
I like
old.
Alden
Yeah.
Ehrenreich. Even though, don't get me wrong. Even though I dog on the fact that I think Lando is the better character in that movie, I still really like for young Han Solo. Even though it's not Harrison Ford, if they would have done like when they were doing Book of Boba Fett and they were talking about like how they were gonna de-age Han Solo or they were gonna like bring back Alden Ehrenreich, like I heard a lot of rumors about it. I would have loved to see more of him as young Han Solo. I like Alden Ehrenreich. Like when I saw, did you guys finish Ironheart?
No.
In
No.
Ironheart, they
Yeah, I did.
revealed
I
in
liked
Ironheart, they
Ironheart.
reveal that they reveal that Alden Ehrenreich is Obadiah Stane's son.
Yes, I
Okay.
love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw that part, Kenna. You definitely got
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah. So
No?
I never even watched it. I haven't seen the
What?
first episode of Ironheart.
I thought you
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I really
am
like
a-
that. I love the Obadiah, like from the villain
yeah,
from Iron
the fact
Man
that
1.
they did that, I thought
His
was cool.
son is in Ironheart, and like I love
Okay.
the connections of it, like through the actual
Yeah.
MCU.
know
People dog
some-
on Ironheart, but I like a
No,
lot about Ironheart.
I wanted to watch Ironheart. I have nothing against it. It's just again, it's like another Disney Plus Marvel.
No, I get
show.
it. And honestly, I feel like the ending when it comes to Ironheart herself isn't that great. But like Mephisto's in it. They do the hood.
Right, like,
they
no,
have
there's, like,
Obadiah's
important- yeah.
son. You know what I
There's
mean?
cool
Like
stuff
there's
in
a
it.
few things in it that are really cool. And I do like the Ironheart's emotional journey of
Yeah.
losing her friends. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I like
And,
it how they
Yeah.
I like it how they make it. I mean, a lot of projects are doing this nowadays, but I like how they made it about grief and how you had that feeling about
right.
all the stuff that was going on. I thought that was cool. But yeah, of course, I've waited to see it for a long time. I gotta say, the actor they picked to play the Hood in that show, oh my god, the Hood
I
is
really
so
like the Hood.
good.
Yeah,
If
he
it
was from
or the Hood-
Transformers film, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, I don't think the show would have been as strong, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they should have just made the Hood show, honestly, because the Hood.
I still need
That
to
would be
figure
great.
it
Lower
out, but from what
I
I
would
saw,
love
I was
that.
like, yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
the Hood was awesome. I got to see more of the Hood, man. Isn't it? I think it's Anthony Ramos that was the Hood, if I remember correctly.
I don't know his name,
Yeah.
but
Oh, Anthony Ramos. Yeah, that's right. He's from the Hamilton guy.
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
He's friends with
okay.
Lin-Manuel. He was in
Yeah,
Hamilton
well,
in the Heights.
He did a great job. So
Yeah,
He's awesome.
That's
I
right.
got to see more of the Hood and the Supernatural Marvel. I got to see more from the Hood. But I think if you're
I've-
gonna watch it, kind of other than the Obadiah Stane thing, seeing Mephisto when they reveal Mephisto, I gotta say I knew about the casting for probably a year. I'm a big fan of who they picked for Mephisto.
Oh yeah, no, Sacha
love
Baron,
it. I
Sacha
love it.
Baron Cohen. It's Borat is
Oh, okay.
Mephisto, and
Oh, interesting.
no,
That's
he completely
He
nailed
just
it.
he kills
That
it.
guy,
Nice.
people might like just pan him off as like a comedy actor, but he's really educated. Like he can't do those Borat movies and stuff like that without having the kind of background that he does, where
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
like
To pull it
100%.
off.
right,
Yeah.
you know, like to actually do it well, you know, because that first Borat movie, it stands the test of time a bit,
Yeah.
even though it's offensive as hell, and maybe not everybody will like it. Scary Movie 6, shout out.
Yeah.
But,
So what other
um,
chats? So what other chats did we have that we had to address before we get to our next topic? Is there any
just
other
somebody
chats?
asking about the movie, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. Durandar.
I've
Oh,
never
I have
heard of
not
that.
heard of the
I
movie.
think
I've
that's
never heard of that movie. I'm
that's
sorry
that-
that we didn't hear about that one.
That's that new Indian action film on Netflix, I think. It
Oh,
came out-
Netflix?
came out last
Is it
year.
is it a Bollywood movie?
I wouldn't say it's Bollywood per se. I don't know, but I
If,
think
if it's Bollywood, then I'm gonna definitely have to watch it because I plugged into that market a few years ago when I realized how profitable
probably
it was.
is
So,
still, but
yeah.
like
Oh.
it's came out last year. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm gonna try and watch it this week. See what it's
We'll
I
do a
usually
little
watch those kind of
research.
Bollywood movies. I think they're fun because they're over the top. I call them the over the top Taco Bell movie because it's like they're so silly and ridiculous, but you love Taco Bell's not good for you, and you just love to keep eating. So you're like you just got to keep doing it. So it's so
Oh
interesting.
boy, I know. I feel like there's some good ones out there, though. I mean, I'm not.
No, but most
super-
of them are just like most of them are exaggerated, like Bollywood Fast and the Furious. Like, have you seen some of
Sure.
them? Some of them like
No,
there's,
I haven't,
there's like
but-
building fallings, like people getting into fist fights for no reason, people fighting on top of trains.
We
tigers,
liked
just-
movies like that back in the day, though. That you know what I mean? Like
No, I
that's
have
the
no
old
problem
movie
with that. I'm
magic.
just telling you that like
No, I know.
don't go into them expecting
Yeah,
deeper
yeah,
themes.
honestly.
It's literally like the most ridiculous, over the top thing. Like what is it that one? That RRR, they have that musical number, and then they have like they have the thing with where literally there's a tiger facing off against another animal and attacking a palace. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, so looking it up, I think it's so it's like it came out last year. Apparently, a lot of people on Rotten Tomatoes like it. I'm not talking the critics. I'm actually talking the people. That
Oh, the audience,
Right,
the audience.
right.
figures
yeah,
are
it's like,
good.
a 90, it's like
Okay.
a 95% right now. So
Damn.
a lot of
Maybe
people
worth
seem
a
to like it,
watch.
so,
Might have to
you know.
check it out. Sounds pretty
Right.
good. Sounds pretty
But I've been hearing about
Might
Bollywood for the
pass
last
my,
couple of years.
credentials.
Like, Bollywood have been making some good action films for the last couple of years. So
It's been pretty
Yeah,
good. It's
so,
honestly the lot for the world that we've been living in. Some of the things that are dropping on streaming have quite surprised me lately. Like I've been very, very surprised about that. And so we had other questions about. So that guy talked about. There was a guy that talked about Yoshi, and then Chris asked about Resident Evil movie leaks and Harry Potter new cast.
Right. So I don't know about the Harry Potter castings. Does anybody know?
No.
I know a few of them. I know.
I
they talked
am
to-
not keeping up with the
about
Harry Potter
There's
stuff.
No.
at
the
all.
whole thing. So we can address this one really quick. So
the big one,
there-
right? Voldemort. We know that
So they were
one.
talking about Voldemort, and so there was an address thing where people were saying Paul Bettany was going to be Voldemort, aka Paul Bettany, the Vision, WandaVision, Vision, just in general,
yeah.
Marvel.
so he'll be
And
He
and
who
that
shall
basically.
not be named. I should have said that earlier, but
Oh, thanks, Jake. Oh, thanks for letting me know on that, Jake. It's a really long movie. So it was so that one was literally like that was debunked by him. So I guess that's not happening. Every day I see people for Voldemort, they're still clamoring for Cillian Murphy, but because I think a lot of people feel very robbed right now in the Hollywood community because everybody watched Oppenheimer, and even though they're both in Oppenheimer, everybody wanted Cillian Murphy to be Doom more than RDJ, and like a lot of people were so upset about that for some reason. Like, I think it's just because they're waiting. He's been in some movies, but I think a lot of people want to see Cillian Murphy get his big break because when he played Scarecrow in the Dark Knight movies,
man, yeah,
it was kind of just a smaller role. It wasn't anything like that big as
right.
Scarecrow.
It was like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, like he did pretty good, and he returned in Rises, I believe, but he just like, I don't know, just it wasn't that great. And I think like it was cool, but he could have done something bigger. And like I think people are waiting for that big role. I mean, I know he's got that Peaky Blinder movie coming out because he's in that show,
Right.
which is a big deal. I've heard some really excited about that, but I don't really know like what else he could do. Oh, you noticed that? Yeah, AJ, you noticed that one? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So like, yeah, so I saw Paul Bettany. He's kind of like, I really don't think they're gonna tell us who's gonna play Voldemort. I really think they're gonna keep it to their vest and like, because if they were gonna, when you're casting for this show, you would think that would be one of the first ones that if you want to build excitement, you would have announced, because it seems like one that everyone has been waiting to see. Like, because that's going to be, I think, out of all the when you look at the movies, out of all the actors that are going to be a hard thing to follow through, even with the continuation of like people want this to be more like the books. I think even though people want to dog on the Snape casting, and as good as Alan Rickman was, rest in peace. You're gonna need you can't get an unknown for Voldemort because you have to follow up Ralph Fiennes, and I don't think you can do that unless you get someone on that level.
Right.
So you gotta get like a Cillian Murphy. You gotta get, or I would have taken Paul Bettany if this was true and he didn't debunk it. I would have been for it. Because even with all the weird people complaining about this show, I'm still down for this show. I like the books. I like the movies. I want to see what they do with this new take. Max has been on a pretty good streak, so the one.
Bye, Max.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Killian has said he's not gonna. Yeah, but Jake, he could be lying. It's Hollywood, bro. Like he the whole thing about Voldemort. You got to remember from the books and even from the movies, we don't see his face properly. Till like in the first movie, till like when they do the reveal in front of the mirror,
right?
And so the whole thing about that is, I heard they cast Professor Quill already, so I think they already know who's going to be Voldemort. They just want us to wait for the show. I think they're not going to tell us till the show. I think we're going to watch the show, and then we're going to hear someone, and then in the credits of that show, they'll put like the name of who it is, because I really think they're going to hold it.
I really wanted to be Cillian Murphy. I'm not going to lie. I think he would make the show. I will want to watch it if it's Cillian Murphy as Voldemort. Yeah, literally. Like, I don't know how the rest of it will go. It's kind of up in the air, right? Like, let's see how it really goes. Will it compare to the original movies? Will it actually be better? You know, like, I feel like people are going to be very nitpicky about this show. You know, like it's going to get torn apart for the better or worse.
The other one that's really up in the air that a lot of people are the other one that people are really annoyed about is, not everybody, but people on the internet as usual and want to complain. And Jake actually was going to make a video about this the other day. I don't know why he didn't, but maybe he just thought against it. There's this character in the Harry Potter books and in the movies called Susan Bones, and Hollywood, just like the Snape thing, went for another person that's not black and made them black, and they're not meant to be black. And I guess people are really mad about it and destroying this actress online, even though it's not her fault.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously, like, I'm kind of over it anyway. I think, like, as long as I've watched the guy who's been casted for Snake and Gangs of London, and seeing who he played in that particular show, he was a very suave, but he was a gangster kind of thing. His family.
I mean, Chris, the thing that you and I are most worried about with him as Snape is not his acting. We're worried about the stupid wig they're gonna have to put him in because he doesn't have long hair.
That's what I'm saying. I know.
Like when we see the thumbnails, I remember when me and Chris first talked about the podcast with Snape. It was so funny because we just started looking at these AI photos of like him with the wig.
I don't know.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
How they do it, but
it's like, I think that's my fear. Like,
other than that, really, obviously,
thing that I'm worried about the most with this show more than anything, not because I don't think it will be a bad choice, but because I know what people are going to say about it. I'm really worried with this being close to the books, even though they did do it a little bit in the movies. I'm really worried about with Snape being black. I'm really worried about how they're going to handle this bullying with with Harry's dad. It makes me very worried that the typical Hollywood will make it a race thing.
When you think about it,
I really hope they don't do it. But
when you kind of think about it, though, like the Wizard World, like there wasn't. I wouldn't like when Harry like. I don't like the Wizard World. There's not really racism. Isn't really a thing. So it's like
they could add it though.
But my thing is that there was though with the whole calling non-magic people muggles.
Right. And it's just another level of...
And I think that could work really well narratively. Also, to answer Retro, saying that Owen Cooper needs to be young Tom Riddle. He was the youngest actor to win an award at age 15. Yeah, I think he would be a really good Tom Riddle. Owen Cooper is the boy who is in Adolescence, I think, that Netflix show about the... oh my god, it's a really good show, I think.
About the boy that grew up, or the girl that grew up in the room?
No,
or something?
It
might be called The Room.
It's about a boy who kills a girl, and it's like a whole thing. It's in school, and he like he's trying to deny that it was him the entire time until eventually, everyone's like, no,
Do we
it
think
was
he'll
you.
be? Do we think he'll be a good
I think
a
he would be
good
a good Tom Riddle. Yeah.
I'm really curious to see the one casting that's
You
not
don't
come out
know.
yet about this show.
I think I'll take anyone as Tom Riddle, honestly. But
Right.
the one. I mean, that's such a small part because it's just like young Tom Riddle. You won't really have that in the 6th book, and then you have it in the 2nd book because we see the memory of him. So like, really, that's not gonna be that much of a big thing. Like, I care more about who's gonna play actual Voldemort than I do that. So I really think, like, realistically, like with the Harry Potter stuff, we really need to wait till we get a trailer and like when this thing starts coming out. Like these castings, it's cool. They're picking talent. We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping. I don't think we're gonna hear about it for a while because I know they're doing the seasons. They're not doing the Stranger Things thing where they're actually going and like filming seasons on top of each other. So that's true, Retrolad. He is.
Wait, they're not waiting 5 years for the next season. You mean
6 months? They're taking 6 months break and then they're back.
Okay,
yeah,
they're not going to be all grown up in season 2 already. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So for me, the casting I'm really hopeful for, and I haven't seen it yet. The 2 I'm really hoping that we get, and I don't know if they'll do it because they're kind of older, but I would still love it. Is I would love to see, because I think she was just in, what was it, Wednesday season? Was it Wednesday season 2 she was just in? I really want to see, or maybe she's in the new season. I really want to see Eva Green as Bellatrix. That's one of my top castings. But I don't think we'll see that till the 5th season. I really want, I don't know if I have a name for it yet or an actor I would go for, but I'm really curious who's going to be Lupin, because Lupin was one of my favorite of the characters. From the books and the movies.
The 3rd movie is amazing. So the 3rd book.
That's the other question. Is like,
definitely not.
That's the other question too, because Gary Oldman wanted to play another role and not play Sirius again. So who's going to be Sirius is my question. Because they brought back Warwick Davis to play his original role. So do you bring Gary Oldman back to play Sirius again, or is he truly going to get to play someone different this time? That's because he wants to be in the show. He said it. I just don't know if they'll bring him back.
I mean, if the show is good, we're like 2 seasons in, we're on the 3rd season, like whatever, and everyone loves it. I mean, this could be really, really cool. Like if it's actually well done, to see the books actually played out in more detail in live action. Because I mean, instead of the 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, my hope for this show is the last thing I'll say before we move into our next topic. My hope for this show is to be like the beginning seasons of Game of Thrones in the sense that it's like linear storytelling, well done, and then just like, unlike Game of Thrones season 8, actually just keep being consistent, right? So like make it more like the books, like people want, and then make it where like, okay, we're really enjoying this. Season 1 was good, season 2 was good, season 3, oh yeah, we love that book and that movie, and it's just more of what you love. And then, so I think the real problem is, I've said this with the Harry Potter ones, the only season I genuinely think that needs to be like very different from the original movie, the only thing I'm really not concerned about, but the only thing I'm really like hoping is really good is if this show makes it to a 6th season. Because if you watch the Harry Potter movies, the 6th movie is the weakest of the movies because they decided, because of runtime and budget, to cut out way too much, and they didn't. And there's some. If you read the book,
is that the one when they're like in the winter and Ron, Hermione, and Harry are trying to break the Horcruxes, and like they end up getting in that jealous fight?
That's
the 5th one. That's the 6th one, right?
No, that's the 7th one. So that's when they split in 2. So 7 and 8 are the same book, but split into 2 movies. But so the 6th one is where Dumbledore dies. So
okay.
Yep.
Half-Blood Prince, right? Yeah.
Yep. Half-Blood Prince. Yep. So that one's
we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, but I didn't want to, like, even though Chris asked, I don't want to spend a ton more time talking about Harry Potter because we have other topics, but we just wanted to address that real quick. What about the other? He had another thing too. What was it was about Resident Evil, right?
The
What did you
Resident
see?
Evil movie.
Yeah, I don't even
It
know
had-
anything.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
so
read all the leaks,
supposedly the script got leaked, but
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't read
we
the
don't really
details.
know
I'm not checking
much.
leaks and all that stuff, man. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
it's a bit
Hope
too.
it's good.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
the thing.
Most of us
Yeah.
just want to enjoy the project. We don't need to deal with the leaks.
Yeah,
Right.
honestly.
All right, so
I
think
wish he
it's
kind of
time-
was playing with the main canon characters because I feel like he would do a good job with
Here's
Yeah,
my
but-
thing is that I don't think just because they won't be the forefront of the movie, I don't see where they won't at least be mentioned, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah, cool.
that would be cool if it like existed,
Yeah.
coexisted, like
Right,
with the
yeah.
main canon,
But
but
Yeah.
like didn't tell the story of the main canon, told stories of other characters instead.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I would
And
like
what
that a lot.
happens if what happens if this movie is so successful and then you get to see this movie's so successful and then you get to see and then in the sequel that they plan you get to see those characters.
That
Right,
would be
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
that'd
Some
be cool.
Leon,
That'd be
some
dope.
Chris.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
speaking of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 9, it's so nice that like Leon gets his flowers, you know what I mean? Like he finally gets like a game again that everybody wanted so bad. It was like bring Leon back, bring Leon back.
Word,
Oh.
word.
Now all I really want is Chris and Claire back. You know what I mean? Like if I could get that
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
bit of them,
I feel
like
you. That's cool.
yeah, I would love that. Like
I don't know
like,
I
Underground
wouldn't
on
mind
that
seeing Jill again. I know she featured in 5 for a bit, and then she was in somewhat. Was she in 6? Was it no? Was it just 5 and then 3 and mainly 3, but 5 something? But yeah, I would like to see Jill again at some point, like as a maybe like her own little story or something. It doesn't have to be a main. Well, I guess because she's a part of the mainline, it has to be a mainline story, I guess, isn't it? So, you know. But
Oh, so the
RE2 and
directors
RE3 horror, but RE4 action. I don't know how I feel
Interesting.
about that. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've been seeing as much as Resident Evil 9 has been well reviewed. There's also like I've seen articles about Resident Evil 9 has an identity crisis where it's like half of the game is survival, half of the game is action. You know, and it does feel a little like I kind of wish it was fully one or the other. You know, like I feel like it would, even though it's still great, like in both aspects, I like that consistency in a way. Like looking back on RE2, RE3, RE4, like all of them, they stay consistent. Even when RE2 switches from God, I forget her name in it. Is it I can't remember because I'm just not the biggest RE2 player, but I've played through it once with the remake. But you play half the game as Leon and half the game is that other girl with the red hair, I think. And I can't remember her name. I'm sure Retro does. But like they both had consistent gameplay where it's like kind of jarring in a way when you switch from Grace to Leon in this new one. Even though I like it and they're both well done, you know, like there's part of me that wishes it was like a full action game or a full survivor game. Like part of me wishes like Resident Evil 4 I could play as Leon action mode the whole game.
oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like you see how Biohazard was with Ethan. That was like survival. That was pretty much survival horror. But
Right. And you get the whole game, it's consistent, you're always working towards something instead of that like that back and forth of like, okay, now I'm starting over as Leon now. You know what I mean? Like
Village is like Ethan, but it's like a lot more action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
right.
I get it. Yeah, that split. Okay.
No, it's still amazing though. Like definitely game of the year contender. We'll see what else comes out this year. See if Pragmata is good. GTA 6 is supposed to come out later this year. So Claire Redfield, Luke's Chris's sister. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Claire and Chris. Yeah, they've been super.
I know Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying Luke as in me. I thought it was like Luke. Is there a Luke in Resident Evil?
No.
No, that's who you play as RE2, isn't it, Claire? That is Claire. Yeah,
Maybe there's gonna be a Luke in
Is
the
that Claire?
movie as a new character. Just kidding.
Um,
An Outbreak film with Marvin as the main character. I mean, that would be interesting.
Oh, sidebar, guys. I was going to talk to you about since we were talking about video game movie franchises. I saw something. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see? You guys remember at the Game Awards, since we did the Game Awards here, when they had that guy from the Street Fighter movie that was dogging on Mortal Kombat 2?
yeah.
Bro, Luke's tan just fired shots at,
Oh,
at
really?
that guy.
Well, I honestly I feel like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, they have made a pact to fight with each other, essentially.
Right. It's
in the media.
like fun. I think it's a fun rivalry. Yeah.
Oh, Louis
Right.
Kent says he loves rivalry. He literally said like, look, he had made all these points about the movie. Our movie has drama and action, feels straight up Mortal Kombat the way that you want. But like literally, like he's literally like, this guy has no idea like what it's like to talk shit and do this stuff, because he's literally like calling him out, just being like, oh, this guy's not even an actor, he's not a fighter, he can't talk. I have a lot of friends on. He said I have a lot of friends on the Street Fighter cast. Like I worked with he loves Reina Valentingham because she was just in Cobra Kai with him, so they worked together. And then he's like, oh, I like Joe Tasselman, who was actually Sub-Zero in the first Mortal Kombat movie, and Nude Saibot in this movie. And I love, but I also love, and he's good friends with Andrew Koji. So like these guys I vibe with, but he's like stomping on this other guy. He's like, our movie's better than you. And I also heard even. What do you say?
They're gonna make fun of each other as much as they can. I feel like like
and
it's
literally, guess what?
more
There's
they promote
be a
each other.
movie. I bet you.
Right.
If they
that
make
would
a
be
crossover
awesome.
movie one day, that'd be awesome.
I bet you. Marvin's police officer that helps Leon. Yeah, I remember you telling us another day retro about Marvin, because none of us really knew who you were talking about.
Right, but I thought Alyssa was the main character of Outbreak, and Marvin was in Resident Evil 2. But
oh yeah, that's right. I was actually gonna bring this up. There's gonna be a DLC for RE9.
Yeah. So there's I watched that video you sent, Retro. Yeah, we got some new like mini game coming out, which may be Mercenaries, but I feel like they would just say it's Mercenaries, because that would get people more excited than saying it's this mini game, like some mini game. You know what I mean? Like you say Mercenaries, every Resident Evil fan out there is like, oh, I'm fucking in. You know,
Robert, a bank if that happens, mate.
Yeah, that's what we want. You know, and then there's some story expansion coming out later as well. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that'll be
that's
cool.
quite soon though, right? That's actually good because we don't have to wait months or a year or something. So I don't mind that. So when I get the game, at least I can just play it all at once or whatever. So.
I think that the DLC for Resident Evil 7 and 8 have both been fucking terrible. Personally, I gotta say, like I think
you know what? I've not really touched the DLC for 7 like that, really and truly. I played a little bit, but I didn't really.
I mean, like Joe, like you were excited for Doctor Strange 2. I was excited for the DLC for Resident Evil 7 because they were bringing back Chris. It was like, oh shit, you get to play as Chris again in Resident Evil 7. He's going to go through stuff. And then it was so lackluster. Like, I was so disappointed. It was just so short, so small, so little to do, no real challenge.
Let's talk about something that we actually care about. Like, you know, we got to talk about something. Talk about Conan, man. Come on.
I love Resident Evil, dude. What do you mean?
The rumor DLC is Grace's mother and Leon, what he was doing between 7 and 8. Okay.
That's cool.
Right, because Grace's mother, I don't know the ending of RE9 yet, so no spoilers, but I do know that Grace's mother was up to something, so that would be interesting.
Like,
long before 9 anyway, so.
I don't know how 9 ends with Leon's story and everything, but man, would I kill for a freaking Resident Evil like co-op game with Leon and Chris as the main characters. Ooh. Oh my god, that would be like.
Why is that not made? If they make that co-op game and they make that online, I will play that with you.
I think you know why they've done it like that is because I feel like when we got it with Claire and Chris, it was like it was both of them they're pretty much the same. Like they both have the action and stuff like that. So I think with Leon having Ashley and then he's got Grace in this, it's kind of like that's sticking to.
It balances it.
You know what I mean? Because I think as Leon it will be sick, but as Chris, I feel like it will become a bit Call of Duty.
It would be a better balance because like Leon and Chris are so dangerous. They're so different. So like if you imagine it, like Luke is like playing as Leon, he's going crazy kicks on these zombies, going crazy, doing his thing, and then I'm Chris. I'm running in here trying to just like what do we call it, like one-man punch, like strong arm, just all the zombies.
Oh,
Throwing
Yeah.
bugs at them.
No, but
another
I
thing
get
about
what-
that people are hoping for the DLC too. If it is about Leon, between 7 and 8, there's a lot of theories of like in RE9 you notice that Leon's wearing a wedding ring. I'm pretty sure, and so people are like, well, who is
Married
he
to
married
Sherry.
to? Yeah, married to Sherry?
Could you
No.
imagine?
No, it seems
no.
like
No,
so far
'cause
of what I've
people
played,
don't, I don't
they
think people
seem
want it to
very
be
much
Sherry
together.
because he met Sherry when she was a child, wasn't she? So people think that's weird.
I don't know.
A
But
lot
the
of people
way
think
that,
a lot of people think it's Ada Wong. A
I
lot of
don't
people
know.
think it could be. There is a joke that it could be Chris. I think that'd be. There's a lot of jokes about that.
No.
Or a lot of people think that he's not married at all, and he was wearing the ring for an undercover mission or something, like pretending to be married. I don't know.
I don't know. The way that he talks with Sherry in this game, though, kind of makes me think it's her. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I haven't beat the game yet, so I can't say. I'm like halfway through, but
Right.
we'll see. But God, it was
He's
something else
married to
about
the
Resident
game.
Evil.
He's married to the job. That's
Yeah,
real
right.
marriage.
He's married to the infection.
Yeah, he's married.
They're
Yeah.
fighting it off.
Yeah.
But what were you talking about, Joe? You wanted to get away from Resident Evil.
Oh, Conan.
Oh yeah. Oh, Joe's
I think
frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen, but he wants to talk about Conan.
Yeah, well, Joe's got all the juicy bits on this one, unfortunately. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know a
but-
thing. Oh,
Arnold is returning as Conan. That's a beautiful.
whoa!
You know, and he's apparently coming back in another Predator movie. The only thing we're missing is a Terminator movie that's actually good.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be cool. Get the trinity of the Arnold movies. But and I heard Commando even is coming back too. So
Oh,
yeah,
Sherry also
possibly a
has a
Sherry.
ring?
yeah, and it's just the way they talk to each other. They seem like they're kind of a thing in
Right.
9. I'm not gonna lie. And maybe Ada though. I mean, Ada's another good guess. I'll give it that. But I feel like she's so much her own person that like I'd be really surprised if Leon.
They might have had a fling. They might have had a little fling, but I don't think it'll be
Right? Yeah. No, she's that kind of character.
Well, they were
you know?
very. Didn't they have a very kind of on and off, somewhat of a.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
flingy.
it's
You know what I
very-
mean?
it's
Like
very vague. That's the thing about
Yeah.
Resident Evil is very vague in this.
she shows up, she's not on his side. She ends up saving him anyways. She disappears.
Right.
She's almost like James Bond, all right? Like she pops in, she saves the day, she leaves. You know what I mean? Like in 4 and in 6. So, and I don't know about before that. I think she's in 2 as well, right? I just don't remember because I don't remember 2 as well.
Leon did bang Ada. It's mentioned in the CGI,
Oh, yeah, the
movie.
CGI. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, it's canon.
I
It's-
forgot. Yeah, so
It's canon that they cracked.
Yeah, they had a thing.
I mean, we could have assumed.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
But-
no.
It's supposed to be the mystery of it all. Come on, like
I
just
still think it'd
imagine.
be funny if it's like he's married to the game. He's married to
married to the game. He's married to
Mar-
Resident Evil.
he is
period.
married. Yeah, he's
Fourth
married
wall
to
breaking.
Rory. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we can't talk too much on the Arnold stuff. What else did we have though? Hunt for Gollum. Anya Taylor-Joy got casted as a character as well as somebody. I forget the actor, but they finally got a casting for Aragorn as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have feelings too much on any of this. Anya
neither.
Taylor-Joy, I kind of don't like in a way, though. I will say, we'll see how she does. I feel like she'll do fine. She'll fit in just well, just fine. Like the way she looks and everything. I see her being an elf or something. But but it's just like I want the main cast that was already casted for Lord of the Rings back in the day that are returning: Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen. Like, were they even really famous actors at the time? You know, like. I don't really think so.
I think
Like
the only person who was
like-
famous was probably like Orlando Bloom
and Aragorn, right? Like
Aragorn,
maybe-
even obviously Ganondorf. I say Ganondorf. Gandalf. You know.
was Ian McKellen even that big yet? I don't even think so, right? Like when did the X-Men movies
no,
come out,
true.
right? Like the other guy though, Christopher Lee, he was big already for
he's a
sure.
bit- Yeah. 100,
Yeah, and there's some famous people in it, but I feel like there's not that many, and I think it's part of what helps you stay in it. Because sometimes I gotta agree with like too many famous actors in something does take me out of something. Like Dune, you know what I mean? Like Dune is just full of well-known actors from other movies you've seen, and at times that can kind of throw me out of it a little. So like with Lord of the Rings, I just want to be immersed personally.
Right.
Like that's
Is
my
Uncle
biggest
Gollum a
thing.
movie or is it a TV series?
I think it's gonna be a movie.
Yeah, it's
Hunt
a
for
movie.
Gollum?
Hunt for
Yeah.
Gollum. It's a movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's more likely to be good. Joe's returning. Let me throw him back in.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Sorry. I double clicked.
Dr. Doom had Joe, and he will return in Secret Wars. Funny.
Oh no, you're still frozen. No, Joe. Try to turn off and turn your camera back on the way you did before.
Let me fix that real quick. I figured it out.
I don't know if you had any more news. We talked about the casting of Hunt for Gollum.
Oh, did you guys? You guys talked about the Aragorn thing already?
Yeah. What was his name? That was cast as Aragorn.
Adrian Webster.
Leo
Oh wait,
Waddell.
no, that's
Leo Waddell. I don't know him personally, but
he's in this new show that came out.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
New show what? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was doing a hard reset.
Okay,
I'm
worries.
moving now. No, so he was in. He was in the he was in this new show that came out. I think it's a comedy called Vladimir, and it just came out like this month. So
Okay.
I guess he's newer, and people just like they want a young guy because they don't want to do it. Viggo Mortensen was like, I'm not gonna do a deep fake. I'm not gonna do de-aging. He's just like, I'm not doing it. So
yeah, no, I respect.
Yeah, he's old, man.
I respect him.
know?
He's older now, man.
I'm fine with a young actor
can't-
because if we're gonna get a storyline where Eric, because if you guys don't know, even though this movie's called Hunt for Gollum, if you know this story, Aragorn is the main character of this movie. Like, based on the story of what they're doing, this is the story in the Lord of the Rings timeline where they're going to obviously, as the title suggests, they're looking for Gollum and they have to bring him back to kind of get information they need. So it's gonna be one of those journeys.
I kind of am curious, like where Aragorn fits into all this, because like at this point he should. Oh, this is actually before Fellowship. So yeah, I don't know.
From what
he
I
should
understand,
be a ranger in the north and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it's
like,
supposed to be. It's supposed to be that we're going to see multiple rangers of the north, and they're all on a quest to like go and hunt for Gollum. So
right.
I'm confused about the female lead though, because they're saying about Anya Taylor-Joy. Well, that's not really confirmed yet. It's still being talked about and looking very likely.
Right.
And
She hasn't denied
she's
it.
the female lead. Yeah. So I wonder who she's gonna play, because I've heard some interesting things on that one, which is really weird.
But I think we should hop on over to Hoppers.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll do Hoppers real quick because then I gotta go after Hoppers. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. All right, so we'll do it real quick. Do you want to go first, Ken, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, so we saw Hoppers. What was it? Was it last Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last Saturday, guys. So Hoppers is the latest Disney Pixar film. It's a movie that is basically once again another movie that we've a lot of TV shows and movies that are focused on grief these last couple of years, because this movie is
Powerful emotion.
Yeah, focused on grief. You see a girl, well, not a girl because she becomes an older
Mabel
throughout the movie.
is her name.
Yeah.
The main
Mabel.
character.
It's basically a human wanting to save this specific, what do they call it, the glade. So it's like a big pond, and so of course America, or whatever we call them, or the mayor of the town wants to turn it into a highway and kind of do his own thing. And she wants to save it, but the only way she can save it is she gets a beaver. So then she finds out that these scientists, because she's failing these classes, but the scientists are working on this big project where they found a way to take a robot beaver and then basically go and put their brain into the beaver. Yeah, to say this into this. Mm-hmm, like the movie says. And so the movie is quite charming. It's entertaining. It's got some humorous stuff. there's some good voice actors in this. You have John Hamm voicing the mayor in this movie. Jerry was his name. There's also one of the villains of the movie, of like once again another Pixar insect villain, we'll say. Is because Hopper from funny this is called Hoppers.
Oh yeah, like
Because
Hopper from Bug
in
Life.
Bug's
Bug's
Life?
Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
So
okay.
so this movie there's a guy, what's his name, King Titus.
Yeah.
King
He's
Titus
a caterpillar
is-
turned into a butter.
yeah. King Titus is played by Dave Franco, or voiced by Dave Franco. So it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting stuff. It's one of those, like it's cute, it's charming. Is it gonna probably end up on my top movies of the year? I don't know, but like it was a fun movie. There's some emotional moments. There's some laughable moments. The animation was pretty decent. It's kind of feeling like a refreshing Pixar movie because we're about to go into Toy Story 5 very soon. So it's like, I
and
don't
then
really have
Incredibles
anything.
3, and then
That's
there's
not gonna be
another.
till 2028.
Yeah,
but
no, that won't be for a
yeah.
while, but
Yeah. No, so in general, it's pretty refreshing. It's pretty.
I'm just
good.
gonna throw out there real quick retro. We talked about Life is Strange last week. We talked about the casting and everything.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we covered it.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, Hoppers. No, it's so good. Hoppers. I thought again it was very cute. It was a very simple movie, but it also had a great message and theme. It's about saving the environment, taking care of wildlife. And also like when Joey's grief, the whole reason why Mabel wants to, not only because she actually cares about these animals a lot, like she's a big animal lover, but because where the grief comes in is that she had a grandma, and her grandma was the one who brought her to the pond, and like that was a very special place for them. So she didn't want to see that get destroyed. And it was also, a movie about trust and like don't lie to your friend, very simple themes, but very cute. It's very, with the animation, it is, the typical 3D animation that you see from Pixar, but it's very expressive. It's very Ghibli-esque, especially, they just posted, one of the animators, I think, posted that when it was 6 years prior, when the movie was still in development, it was going to be 2D animated, and it literally looked like Ghibli. Like it could have been like Disney's first actual like very Ghibli movie. And a lot of people are a little sad by that because I think there's obviously a big strong push for trying to bring back hand-drawn animation, of course, but again, it's still good in its final form.
This isn't even my final form.
Yeah.
Basically.
But no, it was a very cute movie. There's also a cute little tie-in. I don't think as much as it has very big like emotional moments, it didn't really pull me as much as the others. I would say like, I like Turning Red. I think that was another Pixar movie that came out. That one got to me, but that's because like I found that a little bit more relatable in certain aspects compared to Hopper, but again, still Hopper. And also Hopper, I will say it's a little predictable because it's a movie about animals, and obviously if you aren't a heartless person, sad animals are gonna tug on your heartstrings a little bit, but you can kind of tell that they're gonna do that though.
One thing I'm curious about is, because I read a review, one of the parts was like getting into the pond rules, which is like the rules that they live by, like the animals, right?
So
and
it's like a nature, because it's a human in a beaver body, right? And she's trying to find beavers to bring back to the glade, and there's this whole sequence with a bear about to eat the beaver, but she saves the other beaver, and then they're like, "Why'd you do that for? Like the bear was gonna eat me, and now you made it weird because you saved me." Like that's the pond rules.
They like made a joke out of animals actually getting eaten by other animals, and like we let the predators eat when they're hungry, right? Like that's what I read at least.
Literally, it's like it's to eat or be eaten.
Right.
Yeah. Which I like, honestly, that they didn't shy away from that instead of trying to make everything.
They wanted to address it somewhat.
You're right, and obviously, they did it in a way where it wasn't too scary for children. It's just like that's just the way the world works. Yeah. There's also, I will say again, I would say it is a really good Pixar movie in the sense of its animation style. in its theme, in its messaging. I will say it's not as good as previous Pixar films, but it's still like I would say it's up there,
Yeah.
especially for newer stuff. There's also there's at the end there's a cute little tie-in to Up where the college professor who made the hopping technology, she's like, I have a new idea, and it's like the dog collars from Up where the dogs can speak. So I thought that was a cute little
I thought that was a
reference.
nice little tie. That was really, really nice.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But yeah, no, I would say overall pretty good movie. Just nothing super crazy.
What did you guys talk about? Because I talked about Conan when I was gone for a minute, right?
We only talked
didn't
about
really
how
say
it's
much about that.
yeah. We just only talked about simply how it is. It's good to see him back, and
This is the
hopefully
last-
we'll get
the
another
closing out on the
Terminator.
comments.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too much. Arnold coming back. Bob.
Yeah, Arnold coming back. It's pretty cool. I like we're getting more Conan.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day about people wanting Alan Richardson to be like Conan's son.
I want Alan Richardson in everything.
Hey, I'm not saying I said that. People
No,
said
I know.
that.
I know.
But,
I'm
yeah,
saying I
no.
want Alan Richardson in everything.
yeah, we got
Yeah.
Mr.
I
I
Alan
mean, if I had
Fanboy
my
over
way, and I
here.
know this is a crazy take because I know Arnold is coming back as Conan, I would have wanted a Conan movie with Alan instead
With
of just-
Alan?
Yeah, bro.
I would like to see that because I feel like he hasn't played that character yet. That
Yeah.
like completely gruff, like guttural type of character. Like he always kind of really does have like an IQ to him in all of his roles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I saw people say this new thing where like there's two kind of Allens that you get in these movies nowadays and shows. So you get the Reacher Allen, very intelligent, sometimes has some witty sense of humor, and very big, jacked guy. And then some of these movies, like with this War Machine movie I've heard, you get serious Allen, where he's kind of just locked in,
Yeah.
serious kind of.
we need to
different.
watch that. Joe and I meant to watch War Machine for this episode. We got a bit
Fake
busy.
fans. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
So yeah,
Fake
next
Alan
week.
fan.
Yep, we will. But I'm
Next
gonna get
week,
going,
War
guys.
Machine,
Yeah.
DTF, Rooster. We're getting One Piece. We're gonna get into a bunch of stuff next week. So
Yep,
come
I'm
by.
gonna go. I'm gonna go get my go to dinner now, guys. So it was a great episode. I want to say, oh yeah, I didn't watch it yet, Jake. So I'll be watching it tonight. But also, guys, you guys are looking forward to the next stream that I will be doing tonight as promotion before I get out of here. Because unfortunately it's a shorter show. We'll be watching the second half of One Piece. I got through the first two episodes with Jake and Underground. Come by my stream, come say hi, come watch One Piece 3 through 8 with us.
I want that Resident Evil 9 stream, Joe.
You got that coming too. Don't worry, it's all
I
coming.
want that.
You're gonna see it, man. No worries. All right,
It's
guys.
so scary.
I'm gonna head out of here. We'll see you guys
Spooky.
next week. Bye.
All
Take
right,
it
see ya.
easy.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit left on the show, guys. Really just one topic left from what I see is that we have to talk about Rivals. And
Oh, yeah.
there is a ton of new Rivals content that got announced. Like, whoa. So I mean, if we're gonna talk, what's most relevant is the next season coming up. We're getting White Fox and Black Cat, and
As
I
the
hear
new
we're getting
characters,
White
yeah.
Fox new first.
Yeah,
I mean,
first, yeah. And she's
which-
gonna be a strategist.
right, a
most
melee-based strategist is what
Mhm.
we're hearing. So
Okay.
that's awesome. We need more strategists. We need
Yeah,
less
definitely.
damage characters.
Here's my
yeah.
thing is that I think the reason why we're getting White Fox first is so we have a new strategist, but then Black Cat, is she gonna be a DPS? Most likely.
Yeah, oh yeah,
'Cause-
she's
yeah.
gonna be. I feel like she's gonna be. How could she not be? Right, like.
Right. Yeah.
But we got a ton of stuff. Like we had the Marvel Zombies event, which was like a testing of events, and then we were hearing about the X-Men versus the Sentinels event. Now we're hearing about like MCU movie events, like Infinity War, Age of Ultron, right? Like all the Avengers movies.
Yeah. Setting up for
interesting.
Doomsday.
Yeah, for a big Doomsday thing, and then that Doomsday event is happening right before the Doomsday movie. So
I bet you Doom will probably be a playable character. Maybe.
I hope so. Or at least you'll fight against him or something,
Right.
because like the promotion for this movie hasn't been crazy.
No, but I
no,
also
it
feel like
actually
they don't
hasn't,
need
no.
it to be just yet because they already know that they have like people are gonna see it.
I guess I feel like this is a movie that should have a trailer or a teaser like a year out from it coming out. You
But
know,
also
like
my thing is right that too. But also my thing is like we haven't even gotten a Spider-Man trailer yet for
I
Brand New
know.
Day,
Yeah, true.
which comes out
We need that
before Doomsday.
ASAP.
So I
Like
feel like we should
March.
at
We need
least get
that
a
this
trailer for
month.
Spider-Man first, then Doom. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's whatever. People will watch the movie. Yeah, there's gonna be like Ultron is gonna get a movie skin. The next skins I think on the 13th we're getting a Daredevil black and red I think Born Again suit, and the Thing will get his legendary skin from the comic sphere itself. And I think that's like. I think honestly, so there I saw a comment. Somebody made a joke being like, "Let's like with the Fantastic Four, let's all get legendary skins and not tell Johnny," because I think the Human Torch is the only Marvel Rivals character in the Fantastic Four that does not have a legendary skin.
That's
I
funny.
think that's mind you, Sue has like three, I think three legendary skins. Reed has one, Thing is getting one, and Johnny has nothing. Not yet, anyways. So.
I just think this whole thing is so smart. Like you used to have movie games back in the day, and that kind of turned into Lego games.
Right.
But like,
It's kind of
I
bringing it
miss
back
those.
in a way.
Yeah, I miss those movies games and like taking advantage of like, oh, this super popular Marvel game. Let's put the Marvel movies into it essentially. Like that's gonna bring people in that don't even like the game. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not into hero shooters. Like, I'm not into like PvP all the time like that. Well, it's just like a PvE. Like everybody can play together and play through the movie events. Like that's so genius. I think
Co-op stuff, man. That's good, yeah.
Huge move.
Oh,
huge move. And I think this is gonna make this game so popular. It's gonna put Overground into the dirt. Like everyone
You mean Overwatch?
Overwatch. Overground. Sorry, Underground. Threw me off. Yeah, like because one of the biggest things Overwatch 2 like promoted about itself was, hey, we're gonna have PvE events, and like Marvel Rivals is actually starting to grab that. Like we haven't seen it too much yet because we only got the Marvel Zombies one, but like just hearing about all this in the works is very exciting.
It's
like,
weird because like I thought from what I heard from a lot of Overwatch 2 players or even Overwatch 1, like they even said like they didn't need to make an Overwatch 2 because Overwatch 1 was still like continuously.
Oh yeah. No, Overwatch 2 is like the biggest ripoff.
They dropped the 2 for Overwatch 2.
Yeah, they dropped the 2 now. It's back to Overwatch. Like it was just a giant waste of time, really.
Yeah.
And it got rid of everyone's skins. Buy more.
Right. I also think though, when it comes to Overwatch, they needed the competition from Marvel Rivals because clearly they were getting lazy.
100%.
And then Marvel Rivals comes along and it's like, oh shit, we actually have to do something for our game now, you know?
Blizzard
and that's why they're releasing 10 characters and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Blizzard is one of the worst gaming companies.
It's horrible. It's
but I mean, they're running COD into the ground, so I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
And NetEase for Marvel Rivals isn't perfect
ground.
either. NetEase also has its issues, 100%, but Blizzard, crazy.
Blizzard's bad. And I love to see every time a game comes out to compete with it. Like, you got Rivals competing with Overwatch, right? And before that, you had Pillars of not Eternity. Pillars of Exile? Sorry, Path of Exile. Holy shit. I am off. Path of Exile 2 came in, like, pummeled Diablo 4 into the ground. Like, people were crapping on Diablo 4. The devs were embarrassing themselves on Diablo 4. Like, at actual presentations showing that they didn't accidentally saying this is how the game works, or like showing they don't even know how to play their own game. Meanwhile, the Path of Exile devs are like, this is exactly how you play. We love our game. Like, come play it. You know, like, I just love to see whenever somebody kind of puts Blizzard back in the grounds because they just don't put the effort in that they should for one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, literally. They just want to make money and like ride the coattails of their old success. The one I really want to see get taken down, which still really hasn't happened, is World of Warcraft. That freaking thing is just standing like a Goliath of MMOs that won't go away ever because nobody can get that MMO that can actually beat World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. World of Warcraft, that's been going so strong, man.
yeah, and it's
20
still
years,
going. They're still
20+
doing it. They're doing the
Yeah.
classic remakes. They're doing every new expansions for the
New
retail.
expansions, all
Like,
of that, updating the
it's
graphics.
insane.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I just would love to see it finally get taken down. Like, other MMOs come and they don't, like, Throne in Liberty or the Dune.
No, I feel like
Mm.
It's weird because I feel like there's other MMOs that come about and it's just like they just stay in their lane, I think, with it. So
Kinda, yeah. They don't take over that like big spot that World of Warcraft has held on to for so damn long.
Like when the Star Wars Online, Old Republic Online MMO came out, I thought this might take over for a little while, and it did for the first like 3-4 years, and then after a while, because I think we know how Star Wars is just a big world. Again, not everybody's always into the MMORPG kind of stuff, so it's just like a certain crowd is only going to play that, and then all right, it's the next thing now. Where can we get like a open world for a game for a console or something? Like, you know what I mean? So
right. You know who could do it if they had the right team? Warhammer. I think they have the potential. You know what I mean? Like they just have the lore. They have like
Warhammer.
It's insane how much you could do with Warhammer in general. You know, like they could make a game of every genre if they really wanted to.
I have to go now, but my one last thing for Marvel Rivals is that I am excited for White Fox as someone who plays a lot of strategists in the game in general. And even though she's a DPS and it's still another fucking damage character added to the roster, I love Black Cat so much, one of my favorite Spider-Man characters.
That's great.
I'll be happy to play her. So, and then it's fun that we'll get more MCU skins for the events and whatnot. I feel like there's something else about Marvel Rivals that I'm missing, but I can't remember.
I think we're about wrapping up the show.
But
This was our last topic anyways, so you know.
All right.
But just
Goodbye,
remember,
everyone.
guys, next week we're talking DTF, Rooster, One Piece, and War Machine. We got really want to get into some new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there'll be others, of course.
Oh yeah.
But,
okay. Good night, everyone. See ya.
all right.
Yeah,
Thanks for
guys.
watching, everybody.
Peace.
Next week, same bad time.
Yeah.
Same bad channel. Take it easy.
That's a Game Boy production.